Next video. In today's video I will show you how to do face detection with MLKIt in React Native's new architecture without any third-party library. So yeah, let's get started. As you can see, I have created a default React Native project, and inside that first of all we need to enable the new architecture. So for that you can just search for new arc enabled in Android Gradle.properties and make this as true. And for iOS, just cd to iOS directory and run this command. Once that is done, first of all we will for camera we will use camera X on Android and AV Foundation on iOS. And for Android we require the camera permission, like we need to write some extra code for camera permission. And once we detect any kind of a face, we will save it to our photos and send that image URI in Android and local identifier in iOS to React Native side. And then we will load a photo inside an image view using that URI or local identifier. Okay, so first of all I will create this rtn my permissions folder. Inside that, create package.json, and this is a turbo module. So if you want, you can check over here, and I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this file name has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Next, create a podspec file. Again, copy pasted it from doc, and only this file name has been changed. Next, inside JS, create native my permissions.ts. Again, copy pasted it from doc. Only method name has been changed and this name has been changed. And inside Android, I have created build.gradle. Again, copy pasted it from docs, and I have added this Kotlin Android because I want to use Kotlin as well as Kotlin standard lib, and this name has been changed. Next, go to src, create main java com rtn my permission folder. Inside that, first create my permission package.kt, and again I have copy pasted this from docs. Only file name has been changed. And here my permission module.kt, again copy pasted it from doc, and but here we have written the logic of asking the camera permission. So once you ask this camera permission, the code for requesting the permission is written inside main activity. So I will show you that in a second. So yeah, apart from that, nothing much over here. Next, inside create rtn my camera folder, and same. So this is a fabric module. So if you are interested, you can go to fabric native components and read more about it. So create package.json, again copy pasted it from docs. The only file name has been changed over here. And again podspec file, copy pasted from doc. Only file name has been changed. Next, create a JS folder, and here you can see that once again copy pasted it from docs, but once a face has been detected, I am sending back a string value. So for Android we are using this callback, but for iOS I'm not using this callback because it becomes very difficult to send a callback from a Swift file, given that Swift is not directly supported. We have to go through Objective-C. So from Swift I'm directly sending a native event emitter, so we won't be using this for iOS. It is particularly for Android. Next, inside Android, go to create a build.gradle file. Again I have copy pasted this from docs. Only Kotlin library has been added, standard lib has been added, this has been changed, and I have added the camera permission, as well as you have to add this MLKIt face detection library which uses TensorFlow Lite. Next, create src main java com rtn my camera. So first, bitmap utils.java. So this is like I have copy pasted this file from GitHub. So this is a way of converting an image to a bitmap. I think I'm using this, yeah, image proxy to a bitmap. So in camera X you get an image proxy. So yeah, you can just copy paste this code for now, like even I don't understand much of it. Okay, next I have create frame metadata.java, which is used inside bitmap utils. So you can copy paste this as well. Next, you have to create my camera package.kt. Again copy pasted this from docs. Only file name has been changed. Next, we have to create my camera manager.kt. Again I have copy pasted this from docs. Only file name has been changed, and this you have to write because of the callback. This is an extra step. Next, I have created my camera event.kt because we will be sending a string value. That's why I have to create this camera event. Now here is the exact code for my camera.kt. So here you can see that I am first this is the code for camera X boilerplate code, this as well, and this is the image proxy analysis which we get, and this is the code for face detection. Next, this once we get a bitmap, this is how we are storing it to external storage. So this is how it is, and once it is saved, here you can see we are sending the URI back to React Native side. Okay. Next, here I am just creating a linear layout params, assigning it to our linear layout, then creating the preview and adding it to our linear layout. And this is like hacks which you have to do for the camera to occupy entire width and height in React Native. So this is what it is, and here we are setting up our camera. So setting up the camera, yeah, this is boilerplate code, but here is our image proxy analysis. So this is run every time a frame has been captured by your camera X. So here you can see from image proxy we are getting a media image, and from that we are creating an input image and then sending that input image to our face detector. And once a face has been detected, what I am doing is that I am stopping the camera. If you don't want to stop the camera, you can comment out this line, but I want to stop the camera as soon as one face is detected, and then I get a bounce for that face, and I am creating a bitmap image from that image proxy. So here you can see I'm using bitmap utils. Then I am cropping that bitmap to only get the face. So here I am passing the width and height and all that stuff. And once I get the new bitmap, I'm saving it to our photos library. And this is like code for your reference. If you are interested, you can see what is the left ear position, right ear position, left eye contour, all that stuff. Next, this is failure listener. If you want to do something, and on complete listener we have to close media image as well as image proxy. Next, start camera. This is boilerplate code for starting any type of a camera. So yeah, that's it. What else? Okay, next, for RTN my image, I have created package.json. Again, copy pasted it from docs. Only file name has been changed over here, and over here. Then I have created a podspec file. Again, copy pasted, file name has been changed. Next, inside JS, create this file, and we will be sending an image URL. So this will be a native image view. We can't use React Native's image view because it won't be able to load our image URL or local identifier. Next, in Android, create build.gradle, and here again I copy pasted it from docs. I have added this Kotlin plugin, Kotlin standard lib, and as well as I have added this coil dependency. So coil is used for loading image from an URI inside an image view. Next, in src, create myimage.kt. So this is just an app compat image view, which is a native Android image view, and this is my image manager. Okay, and here once we get the prop, you can see I'm loading that image inside our image view, and this is my image package. Again, copy pasted it from docs. Next, you have to go to the main Android folder, go to build.gradle, and you have to add Kotlin version as well as class path Kotlin version. Next, you have to go to app build.gradle. First, you have to add this implementation Kotlin standard lib as well as apply plugin Kotlin Android. Next, go to src main Android manifest.xml, and you have to add camera permission as well as write external storage, as well as you have to add this metadata for Google's MLKIt face detection as well. Next, go to Java, and here you might be seeing main activity.java, but I have converted this file to Kotlin, and here is where we will be requesting the camera permission. So once you have requested the camera permission from your turbo module, it gets a callback over here. So I have defined this, and this is where you get a callback, and if permission is granted, I'm sending it as true, else I'm sending it as false. So yeah, I think that should be it. What else? Go to app.tsx, and instead platform.os I am displaying Android view or iOS view, And here in Android view you can see I'm just checking whether camera permission has been granted or not, and I'm asking for camera permission in use effect. If it is granted, then I'm showing the camera view, otherwise I'm just showing a text here. And once we get an image URI, then I'm showing that RTN my image, which is the native image component. Okay, so here you can see the code for it, and same for iOS view.tsx as well. I'm first showing the camera component, and once we get a, so here we won't get a callback, we are sending using an event emitter. So once we get a local identifier for a particular image, we are sending that as a prop inside RTN my image. Next, what you have to do is go to terminal, open to the root of your React Native project. First run yarn add dot slash RTN my camera, then yarn add dot slash RTN my image, and then yarn add dot slash RTN my permission. Then you have to do cd dot dot. So I will show you cd dot dot. So just do cd dot dot, and then you have to run something like this, but in our case it would be little modified. So run this command for RTN my camera. So my app2 is my project name. So here you can see, so whatever is your project name, change it accordingly, and whatever is your folder name. Similarly for RTN my image as well, my app2 and my app2, and similarly RTN my permissions as well, my app2. Okay, don't forget to do cd dot dot before running this commands. So this will generate the iOS code gen inside all your folders. So you should see this generated folder. Okay, next for Android, cd to Android, so cd to the main Android directory, and you have to run this command. So this would do code generation for Android. Okay, and for iOS, cd to iOS directory. Okay, before that you have to go to iOS, go to pod file, and you have to add this pod, Google MLKIt face detection. Okay, once you add this, cd to iOS, and don't just run pod install, you have to run this, because pod install is for the old architecture, and this is how you do dependency, add dependency with the new architecture. So you have to write rct new arc enabled equal to 1 bundle execute pod install. Once that is done, go to your info.plist file. So I will go to info.plist, and I will add camera permission, photo library add usage, and photo library usage description. Once that is done, you have to add event emitter.h file, then event emitter.m file. So this is for sending events. Then you have to create my camera.swift file via xcode. So as soon as you create my camera.swift, xcode will ask, do you want to create a bridging header? Say yes, and you will create this bridging header. It will automatically create a bridging header and add this import inside your bridging header. Next, you have to create a prefix header file. So this is required because AV Foundation, because we are moving from Objective C to Swift, right? And AV Foundation requires this prefix header if you are doing in that way. So just create file, new file, and just search for PCH and click next, and it will ask, yeah, just click create, and make sure you check this as well. Okay, once you do that, inside prefix header you just have to add this line. Okay, now inside my camera.swift I will quickly show you. So here I'm just add this all imports and do AV capture video data output sample buffer delegate, and this is the code for AV Foundation camera. This is for face detection. Here we are initializing everything, and here we are defining our preview view, adding it as a sub view as well as a box view, then setting up our AV capture. So here you can see setting up our AV capture as well as begin session. Like this is same code for every time you have to do AV Foundation. Okay, and next is cropping our image. So once we get the entire image which has a face, we will just crop the image to only contain the face. So this is the logic for it, and this is for stopping the camera. and this is required as well, required in it. And I have written an extension for converting a buffer image to a UI image. I will show you where exactly I'm using it. And once we get the actual UI image containing the face, we are saving it to our photo library, which will give us a local identifier, which you can see over here. Okay, so I will show you where exactly the code. So this is the method capture output. It runs every frame, so which it gives us an image buffer from which we create a UI image and then pass it to vision image, and then vision image is passed to our face detector. And once a face is detected, I am immediately stopping the camera. But if you don't want to stop the camera, you can just comment out this line. And once we get the frame for our face, I'm just cropping the new image, and once that is done, I'm checking whether all permissions has been granted or not. If yes, I'm saving it to photo library. If not, I'm requesting the authorization and then saving it to photo library and sending it that back to React Native. And this is like boilerplate code. If you're interested what smile probability is, what is right eye open probability is, all that stuff. So if you are interested, you can do, yeah, write this as well. Next you have to go to my app to build settings, go to Apple CLang language. Okay, you have to go over here, then insert prefix, precompile prefix header, make this as yes. Okay, and in prefix header you have to write the file name over here. So you can see I have written the file name over here and press enter. Then RTN my camera, I have copy pasted this from docs, just file name has been changed. And this, make sure and create an Objective-C file for RTN my camera, but make sure the extension is .mm. okay, change the extension manually. And here you can see I have copy pasted this from docs, only file name has been changed at appropriate lines. And here we have created referring to our bridging header. So whatever is your bridging header name, in my case it is my app 2. So whatever is your bridging header name, write that followed by dash swift.h. okay, and same thing over here, copy it. This is copied from docs, and here we are creating variable of our Swift file. Here allocating our view, here we are allocating our camera, then adding it as a sub view, and this everything remains the same. Then RTN my camera manager, okay, here as well everything remains the same. I have copy pasted this from docs. Then here RTN my image, again I have copy pasted this from docs as well, but I have added these photos because we require the photos library. Again RTN my image, copy pasted it from docs. Here we are referring to our Swift file my image, and here initializing our Swift file, adding it as a sub view. And once we get a prop, I'm sending it to our my image .url. And again this has been copy pasted from docs, and here we are creating our my image, which is referring to a UI image view. Okay, and here we are, once we get it, we are just calling get photo in library, which will get the actual image and setting it over our image view. So yeah, that's it, I think. Thank you for watching. Bye.